Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Ahead of the Curve. I'm David Thomas. This is Bo Gill. It's been a little while since we've sat down and had a conversation, but this is the perfect time to do it, we think. About this time every year, Bo, it turns into tax season.
Tax season.
But it's not about our income tax that we're going to talk about, which is right around the corner.
It's there
Everybody's
too.
got to file.
Yep, that's right.
By April the 15th. We're talking about tax increase season in Bedford County.
So the season is here. There's baseball season, and then there's tax season.
Tax increase season. All right. So this stuck its ugly head up at a committee meeting. I think it was on March 28th in the Finance Committee, and we had three commissioners leading the charge for the wheel tax, but not just a wheel tax without a referendum.
Right. Something unprecedented in Bedford County.
Something that's never happened. Whenever a wheel tax has been brought up before, it's always been brought to referendum, and the county citizens,
the people,
the constituents of each one of these commissioners got to make that choice, and it's always been voted down. So after major property tax increases for three of the last 5 years, and then a reappraisal in the middle of that,
yes,
we now are staring at a potential, and I heard $75 per car wheel tax, which will bring in probably, we've got about 60,000 vehicles. Do the math. You're looking at about between $4.5 and $5 million. Okay. And this supposedly was going to be used for paying for SROs for our schools, which, hey, I think we could sit here and talk about that, and everybody would come to an agreement that we need SROs in every school based on the environment that we live in today.
Yes.
In our society.
And children being our number one asset.
Right. So we do need security in our schools. There's no question.
No question about it. And I don't believe this is even the question brought out of this topic. I think that when in this finance committee is where this was brought up. And I understand that it wasn't on the agenda. And it seems like it was just kind of brought up because of a recent tragedy that happened. That's just kind of the way
you're right. It was, and that tragedy was used. But this was pre-planned.
It was
put together in a meeting that wasn't an official meeting, and because they had the person. I think Tony Smith is the one that brought it out as a recommendation and wanted to make a motion. Then you had a second with Linda Yockey. Then you had your speech by Greg Vick. Okay, and then Linda got to give her speech too, talking about all the different things. And I don't disagree with us doing any of the stuff they're talking about, but the fact that this was brought out of left field and happened behind the scenes, which is a violation of the Sunshine Law, I might add. If you're conspiring behind the scenes and you bring stuff up like this in a committee meeting,
that's how
it wasn't discussed.
That's how that is how it appears, because when you hear that it wasn't on agenda and it was kind of brought up, something very important that historically has been turned down by the people, that you've already got a precedent set long ago of just being voted down on referendum and then trying to pass it through, seems to be an unresponsible way to use taxpayers' money in a way to kind of pull the wool over their eyes. And and I know that there's a good argument, because let's say this for the record: a wheel tax. We're not just saying a wheel tax is bad or against a wheel tax. Wheel tax, in my opinion, puts more people's money in the game, because a lot of people everybody drives cars, and not everybody owns property. So it does have more people putting some skin in the game. But it's the way that this was brought up, when historically it's been brought up in a referendum and historically has been voted down. To think that they can speak for all of Bedford County in putting this up, and it passed the finance committee. And I just think
well, I think the entire finance committee was blindsided by this, and there wasn't a whole lot of discussion about it there.
Yeah,
there was some grandstanding and some speech given.
Yeah, I think
and it was tagged on at the tail end of the meeting.
I think a lot of them were maybe deer in headlights. I do wish there would have been a few more questions asked, but neither here nor there. It's done, and it moves on to the county.
Well, let's talk about what they're actually doing. Resolution 23-20 will be presented at the commission meeting on April the 11th, Tuesday night at 7 o'clock. Resolution 2320 is a resolution that the commission will pass if they have enough votes to ask the state legislature to allow Bedford County to go forward without a referendum, to where it can be voted on just by the commissioners.
Right.
Okay. But this resolution has got to pass.
It has to pass.
I want to know how many are going to stand up there and vote for that after raising property taxes this last cycle, this last time around, the percentage that we raised it. I wonder how many it's going to do.
And what might kill it, as we know, and many of you know, is that Governor Lee came out with a proposal to fund every school, every county school, and I think every school. I'm not sure.
Private schools and public schools.
With $30,000, for SRO fees. So,
no, let's look at what that's going to do. That's going to take our existing 17 and pay $30,000 toward those salaries right now.
Right.
That frees up $30,000 per one of those. Every one of those, we get $30,000 for each additional that we need. So that frees up a ton of cash for Bedford County. Now, are they going to double down on this stupidity?
I would really hope not. It is, and a lot of times, and it's just not my opinion. It's what I've heard. I've gotten a lot of phone calls over this. I've talked to a lot of people over this, and a lot of just citizens, and they're like, how's this working? What's going on? And people like myself I don't remember the last time there was a wheel tax, but it was, several years ago. It's a hot topic, and there's always that argument though.
You're talking about the referendum.
The referendum.
6 years ago, I believe.
Was it 6 years ago?
And it was voted down. But here's the thing. I think more people would vote for it if they thought that the wheel tax voted in and the amount of revenue that it raised would be offset by a reduction in property taxes.
Right. Yes.
I would vote for it then if they would tell me, well, we're going to raise $5 million on wheel tax, but we're going to reduce property taxes by $5 million a year.
Definitely.
Hey, I'm in. That gets more people. It spreads it out. I'm in on that. But when they're just going to add on and then talking about another 16 cents maybe to the property tax on top of that. That was brought out in this meeting.
Yeah, there's, a forensic study of the budget could be really beneficial right now. I don't know it all, and I know that money's allotted, and I'm not talking on whoever's done what, but I think that it needs to be really looked at now, and that needs to be done before you start raising any kind of taxes or any kind of wheel tax. But not to discount the need of the SROs.
Right.
In school. And
safety. I'm not saying that.
Not at all. And I hope no one gets that out of this show here. It's all about the way that the wheel tax was the issue was brought up, pushed through the finance committee on something that historically Bedford County's turned down.
Yeah.
And I just think that it's
this happens on April 11th.
This happens on April 11th, 7 p.m. at the courthouse.
It's my understanding that, of course, the public is welcome. I was told, and I've heard the rumor, that they might not allow any public comment on this.
I heard that too, but I would not count on that. If this is our county and these are our these are your commissioners, and you need to get there, regardless if you can speak or not. I believe that would be the chairman's decision, and that would be the mayor's decision, and it's his discretion. But your voice can be heard in other ways. There's tactful ways to just get your message across, and I do hope that maybe some of the commissioners will help these voices be heard.
Oh, I think there will be,
and I think there will be too. So don't let that discourage you from showing up and letting your voice be heard, regardless if you can formally speak or not. Your voice will be heard, because I know some commissioners that'll talk to every one of you and listen to your concerns for sure.
Yeah, well, I think that just getting up there and being able to hear what's going on, and if you can't be there, you need to watch it on the live stream.
You do.
If they live stream it, they might
involved.
Stop live streaming.
That's right.
I don't know.
I mean, if they do that, that's what they do. But I'm glad that they do give more people opportunity to watch it. You don't have to attend, but I think on the important thing, I think it's more important to attend than just in person. I know everybody can't, but your voice can be heard even if you can't attend. If you think, well, I can't get out, if you're handicapped and can't get out, your voice can be heard. You know, just a phone call away. And if you got internet, you can go to the Bedford County. Is it Facebook where the commission meetings
No, it's on their YouTube
on their
channel.
YouTube channel. So
Yeah,
just be involved and ask questions. We need to hold everyone accountable. I would say that if I was in office right now, hold me accountable, talk to them. They want to know, and they need to know. So
my question is, how many commissioners have actually gone out in their constituent base in their district, knocked on doors and asked if they want a wheel tax? I wonder how many people have done that.
I don't know, but I do know that that a new commissioner, Troy Thompson, I believe he's having a town hall here pretty soon.
Yeah, on the 20th.
And whenever,
of April.
you know, I've met with a lot of commissioners, and that's always my big thing is, you know, talk, you know, to your constituents. And I want to applaud him for that, because that is how you do it. You let them be heard. And a lot of times so if you have a town hall, you know, that's not like it's an informal, just talking. Really, it's what it is. So,
it's for his district, but I think the whole public's welcome.
And
I think there's some other town halls that are going to be
popping
up.
They're going to be.
And I challenge every commissioner to get out and have a town hall meeting if you really care about your constituents. It's pretty easy to do.
Yep, it is.
But anyway, Bo, this is coming up. Everybody needs to be there. Everybody needs to be aware.
April 11th.
And then we've got a battle for another property tax increase. And the people talking about this are ones that said they never would support a property tax increase and when it's time to be elected. And now they've turncoated and gone the opposite direction. It's about more money, spend. I think they need to probably get them a printing press, because it's going to run out here in Bedford County eventually.
Well, I hope that they can that they will take, you know, what the people say and won't. And a lot of people don't want that. It's been too much right now. I don't see how some middle class, it's hard for me to just, you know, going to a grocery store now and how everything's increased by, you know, I can't imagine people that are just getting by. It has got to be tough. So, you know, it's enough is enough right now. Inflation is out of control, y'all.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is. I mean, on just all products, you know, bath products, you go to the grocery store, $100 bill don't get a lot anymore.
No, it doesn't. But guys, we just wanted to start this conversation. We're going to come back after the meeting and talk about the circumstances. We're going to keep our eye on this bill through the state. Don't know how fast that's going, but I know it's on a fast track. The governor actually came up with this, and he has bipartisan support. This thing should fly through, and Bedford County should get this money. And they're actually going to do it for private schools as well, not just public schools.
They want, because of this last incident that happened at a Christian academy, Governor Lee's taken the wise decision and appropriating the funds where they need to be, and that is in the children in the future.
Right.
We all know it, so let's do it.
All right, Bo, it's good to sit down again.
Yes, sir.
Guys, thanks for watching. We'll be back real soon.